In the ancient world, there was a king whose name echoed through deserts and across seas. His name was Solomon, and he ruled the kingdom of Israel with wisdom so profound it was said to be a gift from God himself. Under his reign, the people prospered. Justice flowed like a river, and peace settled over the land like a gentle morning mist. His fame spread far and wide, a beacon of insight in an often turbulent world. From the south, in a land rich with spices and gold, a powerful ruler heard these incredible stories. She was the Queen of Sheba, a monarch known for her own intellect and strength. Curious, and perhaps a little skeptical, she decided she must see this legendary king for herself. Was his wisdom truly as great as the tales proclaimed? She gathered a grand caravan, loading camels with fragrant spices, gleaming gold, and precious stones, and began the long journey north to test Solomon's mind and witness the glory of his kingdom. When she arrived in Jerusalem, she was not met with arrogance or pride, but with a warm and gracious welcome. King Solomon received her with all the hospitality befitting a queen, inviting her into his magnificent palace. He didn't just show her his wealth, he offered her his time, encouraging her to ask any question, to pose any riddle that troubled her mind. And so she began. The Queen of Sheba presented Solomon with her most difficult questions, intricate riddles designed to challenge the sharpest of intellects. She probed the depths of his understanding on matters of leadership, nature, and the human heart. But for every complex query, Solomon provided an answer filled with clarity, insight, and a wisdom that seemed to flow from a divine source. He unraveled every puzzle, leaving her utterly astonished. But it wasn't just his words that impressed her. The queen marveled at everything she saw. The impeccable organization of his court, the sheer grandeur of his palace, the contentment of his servants, and the overwhelming sense of peace that permeated the entire kingdom. She watched the sacred offerings at the temple, saw the incredible wealth that flowed through the city, and realized that every aspect of this prosperous nation was a reflection of Solomon's wise decisions. It became clear to her that this was no ordinary wisdom. It was a gift from the Lord. Solomon, in his humility, confirmed her realization. He explained that true wisdom doesn't come from human intellect alone. It is a divine gift, graciously given by God to those who seek him with a sincere and humble heart. The queen listened, her awe growing with every word. She confessed that the stories she had heard back home were only a fraction of the truth. To witness his kingdom firsthand was to see something beyond human achievement. Overwhelmed with reverence, she praised the God of Israel for placing such profound understanding in a mortal man. She acknowledged that no human could possess such insight without divine guidance. In a gesture of deep respect, she presented Solomon with the magnificent gifts she had brought. Heaps of gold, rare spices in quantities never before seen in Israel, and beautiful precious stones. Solomon accepted her offerings with grace, and, in return, shared his own treasures, not just material wealth, but the far greater riches of knowledge, counsel, and blessings. He showed her that true power isn't found in gold or armies, but in the ability to govern with justice, truth, and understanding. The queen saw that his strength came from his integrity. As they walked through the palace and the glorious temple he had built for God, Solomon explained the importance of righteousness in ruling a nation. He said that wisdom without a moral compass is like a city without walls, vulnerable and destined to fall. He spoke of his devotion, explaining that all his accomplishments, all his wealth and power, were in service to God. He believed that nothing glorified a king more than honoring the Creator. The queen saw this beautiful balance in his life, his earthly authority perfectly harmonized with his spiritual devotion. She understood that real power comes from serving God with an undivided heart. Solomon taught her that effective leadership requires careful listening, fair judgment, and acting with integrity. These were the keys to lasting harmony. He shared stories of past kings, illustrating how God's guidance shaped their successes and failures, and how justice and mercy were the cornerstones of a stable throne. The queen looked around and saw divine favor in every corner of Israel, from the prosperity of its people to the abundance of the land. She was particularly impressed by his skill in resolving disputes. He could discern the truth in complex cases, delivering fair and righteous judgments that left everyone in awe. Solomon reminded her again that this ability was a gift granted only to those who seek God with humility. Reflecting on her own kingdom, the queen realized that the path to true peace and prosperity lay in this same foundation of faith-based wisdom. She observed how Solomon interacted with his ministers and subjects. He didn't rule by force. He earned respect through his wisdom and fairness. He emphasized the importance of surrounding himself with wise counselors, explaining that their advice helped him avoid folly and make sound decisions for the kingdom. The queen was deeply moved by his humility. Even with immense wealth and fame, he remained devoted to God and a faithful servant to his people. She learned that true leadership begins with a reverent fear of God. Solomon explained that knowledge alone is empty. It must be guided by morality and faith to achieve anything of lasting value. Wealth and beauty are blessings, he taught. But wisdom and righteousness are the foundations that sustain a kingdom through generations. He even shared how God had granted him insight into the natural world, into animals and plants, showing that divine wisdom encompasses all of creation. The queen returned to her kingdom a changed woman. She was inspired to bring the principles of justice, fairness, and divine guidance to her own people. Her journey had been more than worthwhile. She had witnessed a kingdom guided not by human ambition, but by the wisdom and favor of God. The story of Solomon and the Queen of Sheba is more than just a historical account. It's a timeless lesson on the nature of true greatness. It teaches us that wisdom, justice, and faith are far more valuable than wealth or power. Solomon's reign stands as a testament to the fact that true leadership honors God above all else. And just like the queen, may we too seek a wisdom that is rooted in humility and a sincere heart, understanding that God grants insight to all who earnestly seek Him. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that inspire.